Hello my lovely little weasels, our fast boy Gauss Prime is in his final form, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you a build where you have a lot of energy and health regeneration and also shield regeneration, where you have nuking and armor stripping capabilities, being an amazing Warframe for basically every single weapon that you can possibly imagine, except not every single weapon you can possibly imagine, but nonetheless boosting your gun's performance to very satisfying amounts, and also giving you the main thing that everybody loves and nobody wants to talk about, is completing missions and things as fast as humanly possible. And if you want to do that, this build is going to be for you. Now, Gauss, what is his passive? His passive is his battery on the bottom right side of your screen. This battery reaches 80% by default, and when your fourth ability is active, it can reach 100%, allowing him to basically fully transform in-game to his final form. Now, this battery needs to be charged up and can also be reduced. Now, the worst way you can possibly reduce it, and this is a little tip from someone who has a lot of experience with this, not running into nullifier bubbles. Do not do this. This reduces your battery by 15%. This is one of the most annoying things in the world, and that is per second, keep that in mind. But you are going to be able to charge this once you nuke those nullifiers out of the game. With, of course, Gauss moving around, you also do gain a little bit of battery charge, but most of it is going to be coming from your abilities, which we're coming to right now, Mach Rush being the first one. So tapping this ability will allow you to burst into speed, and holding it down will allow you to sprint. This does impact damage, and with your second ability it does slash damage as well, so that's pretty good. It also costs less when your fourth ability is active, and you can run fast, and the good thing is this is gonna be charging up your battery on cast, and with a certain percentage, I think it's around 10%, and that is going to be one of the best ways to charge up your battery. Now, Kinetic Plating is going to be the best ways to charge up your energies, well, one of them, and also, you will be able to reduce and not get staggered or knocked down by enemies. Now, this ability also has damage reduction dependent on your battery level, and you absorbing, as I said, physical heat, cold, and less damage will turn it into energy. So that is very nice. This ability honestly mostly gets reduced. The only thing it actually you gain is gonna be doing melee hits with this, so that's basically it. But this is not gonna be your charging ability. What is gonna charge up your battery is Thermal Sunder, his third ability. Tapping this ability will give you cold, which will charge up your battery, and holding this ability will give you heat, reducing the battery level. Now, once your battery level reaches 100% with Redline, your fourth ability, which we'll get into a second, you will be able to fully armor strip enemies, casting either heat on cold or cold on heat, depending on which way you go. Will give you blast damage, which will 100% armor strip enemies, of course, and also stagger them and sort of clump them up, I've noticed, but it could be just me. But this is gonna be very nice alongside some heat weapons. Weapons that do a lot of heat are gonna be going extremely good with this. And something that we also use is a mod that is going to give us, through cold damage, give us energy, so we'll get into that when we get there. But Thermal Sunder, an amazing ability that's going to be nuking everything. And Redline, yes, this is the ability where you actually unlock Gauss's final form, and he actually transforms in the game, which is pretty cool, and you increase your casting speed, reload speed, attack speed, and fire rate as well. Now, this increases the battery, as I said, percentage, gives you a discount on Mach Rush. This will allow you to reach 100% damage reduction on your Kinetic Plating, and it will, as I said, give you that beautiful 100% armor strip. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is the build for this so-called perfect Warframe? Well, this is the build that I personally use. We do use corrosive projection, which is going to allow us to basically activate Redline, reach around 87 or 6%, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's one of those two, percent battery charge, and able to fully armor strip enemies. Because we do have our Common Vitality, which will double the heat procs that I do, so instead of one you're going to be doing two, so that is going to be very nice. And we do have a little bit of duration, Prime Continuity and Constitution is here for that, Overextended, Stretch, and Cunning Jet for range. As I said, we do not need Prime Sure-Footed because of his second ability, and Rolling Guard is here for a little bit survivability, so alongside Equilibrium. Now Archon Flow is here because of two reasons, and you can honestly do two things with this, actually three things. Corrosive Projection can be changed out for brief Respite, can't speak, and Archon Flow can be changed out for Augur Reach or just ordinary flow if you don't have the blue Archon shards for that. But Archon Flow is the good option here in my opinion, because the enemies struck by cold have, I think, a 10% chance of giving you energy orbs, sorry, a drop chance of energy orbs, so that's going to be very, very nice. The Arcanes, multi-augmented for extra power strength. Power strength is not that needed on Gauss, so keep that in mind. This is mostly here to charge with the battery, increase the percentages just a little bit. And Arcade Rage is, in my opinion, a flex slot. I use it for extra damage on my primaries because I use the Acceltra Prime. I'm an avid user of the Acceltra Prime, or the Acceltra. So that's why I use it, but honestly, I think you can place anything you want here, it is up to you. I do not have any helmet abilities because I think this Warframe doesn't actually need any, but you can try out some abilities if you want to. Which one I would replace? I maybe would say the first ability. You mostly gain speed from that, and that's basically it, but you are sacrificing that. Now, we do also have Archon Shards. Now, there's a lot of flexibility here. I didn't fully Archon Shard him. I have basically one that gives me 37.5% casting speed, then we have 10% extra duration, and one last one giving us effectiveness of energy orbs increased by 50%. You can put on blue Archon Shards if you want, or even more red ones for duration, because you want to keep Mach Rush active at almost all times, and just being able to fully nuke armor ship and damage reduction as well, armored enemies and yourself, I guess. So that is going to be the main point. I would honestly put a red one if you do have one, but that is up for you. Now, quickly glossing off the weapons, I actually use the Acceltra as my main weapon with this Warframe. The Acceltra Prime, I think, is basically the perfect pairing for him. The also benefit is you gain extra reload speed, so that's pretty cool whilst you're sprinting, so that's very nice. The build looks like this, if I haven't shown it already, but I think I didn't. Here you go. 100 munitions, critical damage, we have viral, we have heat. Yes, heat's very important, and also for thermal Sunder, which is going to be very nice. Vigilance supplies, very important here as well. So for secondaries, I have nothing. For melee, I use the Chrono Prime, but that build is a little bit of a secret, so I'm keeping that a little bit of a secret. But we do have the Sentinel of Choice, Worm Prime, who's going to be giving us shield gating, is also going to be giving us a free adaptation with Negate, Mediray, which is going to heal us, and Setting Construct, extra health orbs, which is also going to heal us and give us energy, so that's very good. Keep in mind, the priority of the mods is very important, going from top left to top right. I said it right this time, from the top row and also the bottom row, so that's pretty cool. We also have Manifold Bond, and which is gonna allow him to use his abilities a little bit faster, and Reinforced Bond, because Worm Prime is the only one who can, only Sentinel that can reach a maximum of 2100 shields, and we gain attack speed, or I guess fire rate, so very, very nice. And of course, the weapon of choice is going to be the Death Machine rifle. This is what it looks like. Now, how are you going to use this build? I'm going to quickly gloss over it. It is plain and simple. Activate, always have a Redline active, try to keep it at 100% all of the time, just so you're able to fully armor strip and also just nuke enemies, keeping your kinetic plating up as well, keep that in mind. I do fat finger it sometimes, so you're probably seeing me do that. Keep in mind, energy is not very much coming from your second ability. Kinetic plating is pretty good, but the conversion rate is stuck at 5% and it cannot be changed by power strength, so not the best way. But Archon Flow is here to help. We have Synth Construct as well, Equilibrium, so killing enemies with your primary is very important. The weapons that I also would recommend, in my opinion, would be basically any weapons that can apply a lot of heat. The Leighton, for example, with Cascadia Flare and Prime Heated Charge is going to be very nice as well, but that's going to be basically nuking on its own. But there is a lot of weapons that you can pair with this build. You can even go for a full melee build. I personally didn't, but there you go, you can also do that. Do I have any other recommendations or any other things to say other than hope you guys enjoyed the video, and this has been the Gaming Weasel. Do comment down below on your opinions of the build. I'm very interested in hearing that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, as I said, leave a like, subscribe for more content. I love all of you. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I will see you guys on the next one. This has been the Gaming Weasel, over and out.